Hi, Roxanne.
Hi, Emily.
Do I have permission to coach you today?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, what can I support you with?
Well, I know I should be time blocking to really treat this like a business, and I have yet to do that. I'm um, I'm wishy-washy with it, and it just like opens up a whole can of worms. Like I have to on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that has to be open because mom and dad, that's their doctor appointment days. Well, if they have to have doctor's appointments since they're in assisted living, and the van can only drive on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So since dad's in a wheelchair, I keep that Tuesdays and Thursdays open. Um, and then my husband, he has appointments with the VA, but if you know anything about dealing with the VA, you don't ask for an appointment or they don't give you an option. They tell you when to be there. So I have to be flexible with that. So therefore, I feel like, well, if I go ahead and say, well, I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12 or whatever, then I can't stick to it. And so therefore I don't do it.
Okay,
So
so you would like to time block for your business.
right.
And right now you have not been time blocking. Tuesdays and Thursdays you keep open because you need to make sure you can take care of your dad and be available for that. And then the other unknowns that seem to pop up for you is that you have VA appointments for your husband whenever the VA lets you know that those are available. So you feel like if you go ahead and time block from on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12, that doesn't seem to happen. Now, does your husband have VA appointments every week?
Yes, just about.
Okay.
There's
And then
always something. I
and
don't always have to go with him, but in Charlotte traffic and just sometimes it's just good to have somebody with him.
okay, so he has often weekly VA appointments that you have to be flexible around because you don't always know. Do you know at the beginning of the week that it'll happen at some point during the week, or does it pop up on the day of?
Yes, I know. Very good point. I know at the beginning of a week. Okay, let's put that down.
And so I'm going to go back through and see if I understand just kind of what you're saying is
Okay.
you've been wanting to time block, but you've been telling yourself that it's not easy to do right now um,
I'm
because
not time blocking. Right.
I'm not time blocking because Tuesdays and Thursdays need to stay open for your dad, and VA appointments can pop up weekly. Um, okay, so Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I
So
will,
if
however,
you know,
say
go ahead.
I will, however, say that I did in one of our team calls, somebody said something about taking your phone and do the do not disturb or no notifications from a certain time to a certain time. So I have done that. So at 9 o'clock, whatever I'm doing, my phone will have a little reminder that pops up and it'll say working. And I'm like, oh, so I'm supposed to be doing it.
But you're still not doing it.
No.
So could it be that you're saying that the business isn't a priority right now for you? Um, you have definite things that are happening, but you are able to um, kind of look at a week and know at the beginning of the week, but you haven't made, I'm not making, like, what are you making all of those things mean when it comes to time blocking?
Like you said, I'm not making my business a priority. I'm making mom and dad and Jimmy priorities, uh, blocking for them, but I'm not blocking for me. The time that I do, I haven't written it down, but I've noticed during this whole coaching 3 months that I get up in the mornings and between 6 and 8, 6 and 9, that is my quiet time. That's my devotional time, prayer time. Then send out encouraging messages to people. So I have noticed that I'm doing that, which that kind of is part of the business, but um, and then my husband will say, well, I'm going to go exercise. You want to go with me? So I've labeled him my accountability partner. And I'll say, well, I was going to do this, but nope, I needed to go do that. So, okay, I'll change and we'll go. So now that we're talking about that, um, he's just well, Army. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. And there's no wishy-washy with him. And I'd like to be more like that. So, no, my business, even though I want it to be a priority for me because I need the income, I need the community. I love what I do, but I let other things distract me from it. And I feel like if I time blocked, okay, some life is going to happen. So I think that's why I haven't time blocked, is because, well, something's going to come up and I won't get to do it anyway. So why bother with the time blocking? But now talking to you, why wouldn't I just go ahead and do that? And then that way it would be down and I would be getting something done.
So I've got a couple different things because you've said a few different, like, so basically you've got a lot of different things that are already on your schedule. You've got Tuesdays and Thursday expectations. You do have some Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you can know them at the beginning of the week. But if you make a plan between 6 to noon and your husband says, hey, let's go work out, you're going to shift and go work out with him instead of sticking with what you kind of thought you might do. And so in the past month or two, you are not finding that you stick with what you kind of think that you want to do. Is that correct? And you're kind of, you think either something, why bother? Because something will come up, or my business is not a priority. Which one of those feels more true? Like that there's going to be something that comes up, or my business isn't a priority for me right now?
No, I'm still in hobby mode, wanting it to be a priority, but I'm not doing all the things every single day like I should be. And I hate that I'm saying that out loud now because that's what I said I wanted. And
Okay, so when you think my business is not a priority, you just had a big sigh. What feelings are you kind of thinking of when you're thinking my business is not?
disappointed, frustrated. I mean, I keep saying this. And when am I going to put on my big girl panties and do it? Why do I keep putting it off?
Why do you keep putting it off?
I don't know. That's what the first thing people would say, well, it's the belief, it's your belief that you can or can't do this. And then I tell myself, well, everybody else can do it. Why can't I do it? I've done other things that people haven't done. So
So you do have proof that you can do some things that other people have done, though. Yeah, you've got that in your back.
yes.
Okay. And did you set a schedule for those things at the time?
Oh, yes, you had to, because I was dealing with CEOs of hospitals and doctors and managing patients. And I mean, you have to have a schedule, you have to be accountable, and you have to show up. And I did. I, I don't know why this is different. I guess it's because I don't know. It's different. I'm not leaving my home and going to an office where I'm sitting in meetings or whining and dining doctors or doing trainings. Um, I don't know why because all that has equipped me to be very successful.
Yeah. Could so if your business is not a priority for you, do you feel like your business is being viewed as a priority within your house? Like if you were to say from this time to this time, I need you to not talk to me. I'm not going on workouts. This is what I'm doing. Would you get pushback or invitation? Or do you think if you set that, um,
No, because we've talked about that, and he'll come up and say, because I'm up in the bonus room, and he can't hear anything going on downstairs, and he'll come up and say, I'm going so and so, or he'll mouth to me if I'm on a call or something, and, just to let me know he's leaving the house. But he is very, very supportive.
okay, good. So it really is that you aren't making it the priority right now.
Yeah, that's ugh. Why is that? Why, Emily?
Oh. So when you think my business is not a priority, so you have a bunch of things on your schedule and you are not setting, but you do have some time that you could set aside. You just have not made that a priority, and you have not specifically said from this time to this time, I'm gonna have my booty in the seat and I'm gonna get this work done no matter what. Um, and so because of that, you now realize that your business is not a priority for you and you feel disappointed and frustrated. Which one of those kind of feels the most true for you when you think about my business is not a priority? Is it more frustration or disappointment?
It's disappointment.
Because you feel like it sounded like, have you been in this space for a while? Like, do you feel like this is a conversation you've had? Okay.
Yes, especially since I decided, it's like I got in a good headspace finally, and then all this started happening with mom and dad and their season, and the past year and a half has been like such a whirlwind that um I've just tried to keep my head above water, and I still have had people join me, um and that's been a huge blessing. But every time um, I think about, um, wow, I can do this. I am going to go great guns. Then uh, I have this, I don't even know how to explain it. I just feel like once I get all this stuff out of the house and get my home back, stuff meaning mom and dad's things from when they moved. Once I bring order and organization back to my home, I'll that God is going to bless me with this business, because I feel like I've got things in place. But then when I sit down and look at it, I don't have. So I need to sit down and make a plan, and I haven't done that.
Okay. Okay. So again, to be clear, you have multiple things in your schedule, but you definitely have spots on Monday, Wednesday, Friday where you could block off time to work, but you haven't done it. And so what you think about that is that my business is not a priority for me.
Mhm.
And that makes you feel disappointed. So when you feel disappointed, what actions do you take?
I'll do buffering. I'll do the workout, go for a walk. Um, I might call somebody. I might reach out to somebody, but not not in the way and volume that I need to be uh attacking this. It's like from a hobby standpoint. Oh well, that's
And what don't you do?
well, I don't message all my people like I should. I don't follow up. I don't make the phone calls and um, do the voice messages because I'm a people person. I don't like just sending text messages or emails. I want to get on the phone with them or do a voice message because I want them to hear the excitement in my voice. And
Mm.
I do, when I do reach out and excited about it, I usually get some kind of response.
But you're not typically doing it in the time in the way that you want to make sure that
No, no, not no. It's just like no. It's like my fire isn't there. You know, like it's well, like my business is not a priority for me right now. I guess this whole coaching thing is, and I always said that I could do like several things at one time. And you really need to be able to do that.
Mhm.
But I need to figure out a way to do that. And I can't do that if I don't do the time blocking. It's a very simple concept, but you got to do the work.
Mhm.
If you don't put in the work, you're not, scrolling is not going to give you money.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay, so I want to go through all of this. It sounds like you kind of already know like what the result will be at the back end of all of this, but you have a pretty intentional schedule throughout the week, but you do have some pockets that could be used for time blocking, but you have not made that a priority. And so you are thinking now that your business is not a priority for you, which is made you feel disappointed realizing that. And when you're disappointed, you buffer, you work out, you go for a walk, you call somebody, you reach out, but not in the way that you feel like you should be if this was a business versus a hobby. And then you don't follow up and make phone calls or leave voice messages, which is what you actually liked to do. Just you're just not doing it to the volume that you would like to be doing. So
Right.
if all of these things are true, then what is your result?
Then I'm just going to keep hobbying along and not build a business and finding out what if, and that's what I keep telling myself. What if I put the time in and be intentional about this? What would that look like? If I'm getting this paycheck just for dabbling, imagine what it would look like if I truly put intention
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go through it one more time. So
Okay.
you've got a schedule that's pretty consistent throughout the week that helps you take care of other people, but you do have time from Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 9 and 12 that you could time block, but you have not done that. And so what you're telling yourself is that your business is not a priority for you, which makes you feel disappointed. And so then you do a lot of activity that isn't business related, workout, go for a walk, call somebody, reach out, but not necessarily business focused or in the way that you should be. And you don't follow up, make phone calls, or leave voice messages. And so then your outcome is that you hobby along and you're not building. And I think the most powerful thing you just said is that you don't get to find out what if. And is
Yeah.
that a story that you want to keep telling?
No, I don't want to be a hobbyist anymore. I'm tired of being a hobbyer.
Hmm.
I I do want to I want to see the what if.
Yeah. Yeah. I want you to find the what if. I mean, what a beautiful way to say that and kind of remind yourself, right?
Mhm.
Well, Roxanne, I appreciate your time. I think that this, again, this would be something I'd love to come back to at some point and kind of dream like what would what if look like. But at this point, I just thank you for trusting me with this. And um, you do have some time on Monday and Wednesday and Friday. So who knows what could happen with that. But I am going to end this recording, maybe. I don't know where it went.
It's
Oh,
blinking on my end.
oh, there it is.